Welcome to Newsletter Guru TV, your show with a boatload of smart marketing and business building advice, and a little fun along the way.
This episode of Newsletter Guru TV is brought to you by Jim Palmer's famous No Hassle newsletters. Newsletters are the best client retention tool available and the secret to getting more profitable repeat business and the customer referrals you deserve. With Jim's customer-loving content and done-for-you newsletter templates, you'll get your newsletter out the door and into your customers' hands in less than 1 hour per month. Become a member today at www.nohasslenewsletters.com.
Hey everybody, it's Jim Palmer, the Newsletter Guru. Welcome to spring, the first outside episode of Newsletter Guru TV this year. It is gorgeous. Toby's out there checking out the yard, eating gosh knows who. Anyway, won't get into that. But listen, about an hour ago, I was getting ready to shoot this video, and I was going to do one on a topic, and I was going to call it Stop Hitting the Snooze Button, which is going to be about being in action. But you know what happened about 10 minutes ago? The postman came and brought this book by my awesome friend Tammy Barley. Now Tammy's not only a good friend, she has edited all of my books. She's a coaching client, but this is her new book, Business Gold: How to Write a Book to Spotlight Your Expertise, Attract a Ton of New Customers, and Explode Your Profits. This is a book, and I'm telling you, it's a little bit of a hefty book, but this is, I think, going to very, very quickly become a bestseller. It's going to be the Bible and how entrepreneurs, first of all, why they should, but how entrepreneurs can actually create their own books. This thing is ripe with information. I actually got to interview Tammy a couple days ago for my podcast, Stick Like Glue Radio, so you'll be hearing that. Oh, goodness. Toby, get back here. Anyway, so I want to give you a quick example. First of all, you know I published 4 books myself, and there is nothing like writing a book and putting a book out there to help present yourself in a way that you can become the go-to person of authority, the niche in your industry. And you know, I'm a big fan of speaking also, but when you think of the power and the presence you can develop just speaking from the stage, when you're a published author speaking from the stage, it's even that much more powerful. It is huge. Sorry, just got distracted. Don't want him walking off there, scaring all the deer back there. So anyway, get back to work, Jim. Focus. One of your viewers doesn't like when the voice in your head takes over. Anyway, so you want to be a published author, and it's really not that hard, okay? It's very easy. You want to publish paperback. You can do print on demand. You want to do Kindles and ebooks. There's all kinds of strategies. What Tammy has done here for everybody that wants to be an author is to take you from A to Z, from start to finish, however you want to say it, and teach you how to write your book. I want to tell you a quick story about how Tammy and I got connected about 5 years ago. I wrote my first book, The Magic of Newsletter Marketing, The Secret to More Profits and Customers for Life. It took me a year and a half to write the book, and folks, I was so proud of this book. And I found Tammy through some resources, referrals, and I knew she was a very, very good business book editor, and I said, I need somebody, I think I've written a really good book, you know, but I need somebody who can just go through it and proof it for grammar, spelling, and things like that. I mean, I think I got my good concepts down, but I'm not the most professional writer and speaker, that's quite apparent, I'm sure. And she read through the book, and she goes, Jim, I can do exactly what you asked. I can do it, check it for spelling and grammar, but to be honest with you, you got a good core message, but it's not going to go anywhere. I said, what do you mean? She goes, you've got to completely reorganize your information. And that was a huge learning curve. First of all, you know, 5 years ago, it was a lot of money for me to hire Tammy, but I invested in my future. I'm always talking about investing in yourself, but I invested it in. She completely reorganized it. And so one of the things I learned, I'm going to pass this on to you right now, is that you got to put the good stuff up front. In fact, the first sentence, first paragraph, the first page of chapter 1 has to hook them in. You just got to tell them exactly what the benefit of your book is. You can't start, okay, I was born in 1958, and work all the way up to the good stuff at the end. You've got to reverse it. Another thing I learned is that a lot of people that buy books, they seldom get past the first third of the book, and then they're onto something else or distracted, so you got to put a lot of good stuff up front. And there were so many different things I learned from Tammy. Another thing you want to write with short sentences, short paragraphs. You have little call-out boxes. I had on my first book, The Newsletter Guru Caricature, on Stick Like Glue, I had sticky notes which had call-outs for important things, and that makes the book kind of airy and flow. And then another very important tip I'm going to give you right now is at the end of every chapter, you want to do something like a recap. So here's what you just read here, maybe in bullet point or whatever. Here's the main points you just learned. Very, very important. So those are just a couple tips, but man, if you want to figure out what's included, I mean, I read this book. There was even something in here. I think Tammy and I used to work on this together, and it's called, where was it? It was called all the back stuff or something like that. And so there's pages about offers, about driving people to websites, about what's coming up next, what else is in your program, things like that. So this book I would definitely highly recommend, Business Gold by Tammy Barley. That's the purpose of this video, but it's really the purpose is to get you to write your book. And I will say, I'll still do that episode, but stop hitting the snooze button. If you want to write your book, write it now. Start right now. Get some help. And when you get your book done and you think it's the masterpiece, hire a book editor. Invest in a good book editor, because you may know what you're doing. I may know a lot about newsletter marketing and client retention. Holy smokes, I got to wrap up. I don't see Toby anywhere. So you may know a lot about client retention or newsletter marketing like I do, or whatever your thing is, but you're probably not a skilled book editor. That's one place you definitely want to invest. Okay, if you found some value in what I've shared with you today, I'd love it very much if you would share this video. Just easy. Wherever you're watching it, just click the share button. You can post it on your news feed or share on my YouTube channel, wherever. Put it on Facebook. Always leave a comment. I always love reading your comments. I get so jazzed reading the comments. By the way, I think I'm over 22 or 23,000 views on my YouTube channel now, which is hugely exciting to me. And before the end of the day, look for ways that you can add more value to what it is that you do for your core business. When you add more value, wrap it up with world-class service, your customers, clients, and patients will stay longer. When they stay longer, they end up spending more and referring more, and you can take that to the bank, right? And then do something nice for somebody today. This is the year that we're all going to be a little bit nicer to each other. Just make the world a better place, all right? And it starts one act of kindness at a time. Be sure to check out Stick Like Glue Radio, the only podcast dedicated, he says, to helping you create an everlasting bond with your customers, clients, and patients. I think I've covered everything. Toby is nowhere to be found, so I'm going to sign off here. Until next time, this is Jim Palmer, the Newsletter Guru, the host of Newsletter Guru TV, and I am committed to helping you build a more profitable business faster. See you next week. Take care.